Good morning, wet shavers and podcast lovers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put on your earbuds, adjust your speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. Just to bring you up to speed, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next 3 MB airs, or a piece of late breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, and books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning again, and welcome to another Second Cup podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me. I really do appreciate it. Great to be with you. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. What do you have? I have got right here in my mug 8 o'clock coffee original blend. It really is a terrific, basic, go-to cup of coffee. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. We've got a wonderful variety of topics to talk about this morning. Thanks to everyone who contributed. I am having an absolutely wonderful time putting together this podcast. It has been an absolute blast. I love all the topics that viewers and listeners are sending in. Plus, I love the process of editing and piecing together this podcast, learning how the program works, that sort of thing. Now, if you're interested in what program I'm using to piece this together, I'm using Audacity. I will link Audacity below if you are also interested in doing the podcast. This is free open source software. It's an outgrowth from the Linux operating system, which I have used for many, many years. I also use Windows, but Audacity has been ported to both Windows and Mac. So it's available on Linux, Windows, and Mac. So if you have any of those operating systems, Audacity will work on them. And it's been a lot of fun learning the program. I'll admit there are some aspects of it, some features that are a bit clunky, but I think that just comes from not knowing the interface, not being as familiar with the interface as I am with some other programs that I use to create my cartoons and my videos for my channel, that sort of thing. But as I work with it, I think it'll become a more natural feeling kind of program. I'll learn the moves and I'll know where everything is. Anyhow, I'll link it below. Check it out if you get a chance, if you're interested in starting a podcast, or if you know someone who is looking for audio software for podcasting. Audacity is a good one. Best of all, it's free. It's an outgrowth of the open source community through the Linux operating system. Anyhow, we're going to talk about the winning razor this morning, because as you know, I mentioned it on the Monday morning mailbag that I acquired a winning razor from viewer Charles Smith, a gentleman who I met at the Ohio Wet Shavers meetup in Columbus, Ohio a couple weeks ago, and he gave it a beautiful mirror polish. Anyhow, I wanted to relate to you an email that he had sent to me because I forgot to mention this in the Monday morning mailbag. And he wrote, "Mark, I'm very pleased to see you have put the winning razor to good use. This is my favorite razor and it serves me well as a daily driver because it is very smooth and forgiving to work with. It is so easy on my skin that I refer to it and the Henson razor also as a, quote, training wheels razor, unquote, because they are both easy and simple for the new convert to wet shaving to pick up and begin to use." Now, he also has a link to an article, and he wrote here, "I wrote this article a while back comparing both razors, and you ought to read with interest to see if you agree with my conclusions." Now, the name of this article it's on Sharpologist. This razor is called Henson versus the winning razor, making safety razors even safer. And he concludes by saying, that said, I'm looking forward to your video review of your copy of the winning razor. Well, I'll tell you something. The winning razor really is a wonderful beginner wet shaving razor. It is fantastic. I am just sorry I didn't buy one earlier so I could review it for viewers and listeners while it was still available, because it's no longer being made. Now, these winning razors were made by Yates Precision Manufacturing. They also make the America razor, which is available on the Wet Shaving Club. The winning razor was available on the Wet Shaving Club. And of course, Yates also makes the 921M that I reviewed. Thank you again, Beth Jones, for sending that one along. It's an absolutely beautiful razor. All three of these razors are CNC machined, high quality stainless steel, and they're just terrific. They really are terrific razors. Now, Charles commented in the article that I will link that he finds that the winning razor, while it's very, very good in the head geometry, which is similar to the Henson razor, and I think I pointed that out in the Monday morning mailbag, he found that it does clog a little more frequently than most other razors. I have found this to be true as well. However, I just rinse a little more frequently and I'm fine. I'm good to go. I have found that the winning razor and the Yaqui tile razor head that I had on the bolt handle, maybe you saw that, the tile razor head also has similar geometry to the Henson razor. I found that both of those, if too much lather builds up on the razor head, you slide past whisker. That is, you miss some whisker because now you're writing on lather that gets in the way of the blade, so to speak. It just gets in the way of the blade. So all you have to do is rinse this razor a little more frequently, and you'll have nice blade exposure to continue your shave. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, there's no rule says you can't rinse more frequently with a razor. Just getting into the rhythm of things, of learning how many swipes you can take with a full face of lather, and then knowing when to just dip it back in the sink or out of the tap and rinse it off. Just a terrific, terrific razor. I really enjoyed using it, and I also love the high polish that Charles gave to it. And I also asked him about that, and he wrote back and said, morning again, Mark. The razor polishing process is somewhat drawn out and slightly technical, but I do have another article in the works where I discuss polishing razors. I'll try to wrap that up soon. A quick explanation / demonstration of it might be found here from Subi's channel, and he gives me a link to a video where you can see a gentleman named Subi actually go through the process of polishing. Actually, the Yaqui tile razor is what he was polishing. He's polishing that Yaqui tile razor head. Now, it's done in a very general way. He shows you the process. It's a good overview of it. But I think if you want to know the technical aspects of it, the step-by-step process, what kind of tool to use with what kind of polishing compound, that sort of thing, I think Charles will have that addressed in his article. I'm assuming that's what he means by a very, very technical process. I'm hoping that he'll break down all those steps and procedures in that article. When he gets that article wrapped up, I will get the link and I'll mention it either on the Monday morning mailbag or the Second Cup podcast. So my thanks again to Charles Smith for allowing me to acquire that winning razor. Folks, it's a fantastic razor. It's a wonderful razor. It's a wonderful beginner wet shaving razor. It really is. That and the Henson, I agree. Both of those are great beginner wet shaving razors. I really like the winning razor a lot. And as I've said, if you can find one on eBay, if you can find one secondhand, wherever, yard sale, estate sale, a fellow wet shaver who just wants to part with it because maybe he has several of them, whatever the reason is, snap it up. It really is a wonderful razor. Now, just the only drawback is you got to rinse it a little more often. I agree with Charles on that. Just rinse it a little more often and you're good to go. Other than that, fantastic, fantastic razor. Great for beginners. The winning razor. Thanks again to Charles Smith. And really appreciate all the information, Charles. Looking forward to that article on how to polish, how to get a nice mirror polish on a razor like the winning razor. Thanks again. Well, as long as we're talking about the winning razor, this is a good time to remind everyone of the Wet Shaving Store online. They can be found at wetshaving.store, also at wetshavingstore.com and thewetshavingstore.com. This is a wonderful new online retailer of wonderful wet shaving gear. They sent along a fantastic shave soap to the channel. Dark blue, handcrafted out of South Africa. Wow, that made a lot of great lather. I really, really enjoyed it. And I used the winning razor for that shave. Now, I still have to do an actual review of the winning razor. And I'm going to go ahead and do that and talk a little bit more about it, as if I haven't talked enough about it already. But it really is a terrific razor. But the Wet Shaving Store, a great, great resource for wet shaving gear. If you're looking for some things that might be a little different from the usual offerings out there, check them out. They got some great shaving gear. And check out Dark Blue. That is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic shave soap. I'll have a link for it below so you can get right to it. A really, really terrific shave soap. My thanks to Andy Amaya and everyone at the Wet Shaving Store for passing that along. Folks, wetshaving.store. Check them out. Speaking of shaving soaps, on the Monday morning mailbag, you may have seen me talk about a prototype shave soap that was sent to me by viewer James Daigle. This is a clean, natural, and pure shaving soap called Yucca Mentha, his own creation. Anyhow, he wrote me the following email. I don't think I shared this on the Monday morning mailbag. Allow me to share it with you now. He wrote, "Hi, Mark. James Daigle here. I'm the guy named James on your videos who join you in singing the praises of the PAA Star Wisp shaving brush, still my favorite all-around brush, the Atomic Rocket, the Metaphor, and the Razor Rock Game Changer. And I also shared my experience with those products. Anyway, I make my own natural melt and pour shave soap and organic aftershave oil. I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing a review of them on your channel." I was very interested, and I told him, sure, please send them along, and he did. And boy, oh boy, I finally had a shave with these, and I've had 3 shaves, actually 4 shaves with the shaving soap, the Yucca Mentha shaving soap. Now, hang on a minute. I'm going to take off the lid of the jar here. And on the bottom side of the lid are all the ingredients. As it says, it is a clean, natural, and pure shaving soap. Here are the ingredients: coconut, palm, and safflower oils, kosher vegetable glycerin, purified water, sorbitol from berries, sorbitan oleate, oat protein, raw shea butter, titanium dioxide. It's USDA organic, GCMS tested, 100% pure peppermint, eucalyptus, and spearmint essential oils. Those are the ingredients. This is a wonderful natural shaving soap. As I said, put that back on. As I said, I have had 4 shaves with this. I've had 3 face shaves and 1 head shave. This makes a wonderful lather. It is creamy. It is full. It is cushiony. It is absolutely a wonderful lather. I was so very, very impressed by it. Now, you may have seen me do the review on the Glen Avenue shave soap from Glen Avenue Soap Company out of Columbus, Ohio. That's a natural shave soap. That made a wonderful lather. I think what James gave me right here is better. I really do. I am so impressed by this. This is a prototype. I think he's going to be working on version 2. This is great. I would love to see this marketed. And I wish other folks out there had an opportunity to try this because it's very, very, very good. I really liked it. And the peppermint, spearmint, eucalyptus scent, it's very good. It really is. There you get that nice peppermint and spearmint blend with a little bit of eucalyptus underlying it. Very nice. And he says that it'll really wake you up and give you a kind of a good morning kick. Absolutely. I used this the other morning. It was fantastic. I really like the sensation from it. It was just great for a morning shave. I really, really enjoyed this. Now, he also sent along some 4-in-1 PSA oil blend. He calls it it's organic. He calls it 4-in-1 because it's a pre-shave, a shave oil, an aftershave, and also good for daily skincare. Now, I've used it for the pre-shave on all the shaves with the Yucca Mentha shave soap. And the one thing that I really like about it is it plays very, very nice with the shave soap. Perhaps you're like me. All too often, if you're a face latherer like I am, and I do bowl lather, I enjoy doing a bowl lather, but for the most part, I like to face lather. But if you're like me and you do a face lather and you use a pre-shave oil, sometimes some shave soaps just don't play nice when you have that oil on your face. It acts as a blockade or a barrier to generate that lather when you're doing a face lather. Then you have to actually do a bowl lather and paint it on. Now that's good too because you have 2 layers of protection. You have that layer of oil and then you have that layer of lather on top of it. That's a very good way to go about doing your shave prep. However, I like the face lather, so I like putting a pre-shave oil on and having it prep my skin and lift my whisker, and then doing a face lather over it. The oil and the shave soap here from James Daigle just went together so very, very nicely. I really liked it. I finished the face shaves. I finished off with Phoenix Shaving Face Chaser because it is, an homage to Skin Bracer, but Face Chaser was just the perfect complement to this shave soap. It just was right in the same ballpark there and really finished it off nicely. When I did my head shave, I did use the oil as an aftershave, and it really did a good job. It really conditioned the skin very, very well. I really enjoyed it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is just use the shave oil for a shave. Just use the shave oil alone. You've probably seen my review on Shave Secret, and a friend of mine recommended it, and I used it. I was very impressed by it, that you can just use a little bit of oil on your skin like that and get a nice, smooth, close shave. It's not the traditional wet shave that we all love to do. However, if you're in a pinch for time and you got to get out the door and you want to get a nice, clean, smooth shave, well then Shave Secret was a good solution. However, what James has given me here is the same thing with this organic oil blend. And just put it on there, shave, and you can take the excess and rub it into your face as an aftershave, and you're good to go. Now, the only thing that I mentioned to him was the actual scent of the oil. It doesn't really have a scent that complemented the shave soap. In other words, there wasn't a peppermint or a spearmint scent coming from it. It was just kind of a neutral oil scent. And he wrote to me and said, please allow me to explain why the 4-in-1 PSA oil smells the way it does. I could match the scents of the PSA oil with the soap, but then the whole point of the PSA oil is being missed. You see, a lot of soap and grooming product makers do that, and I get it. But essential oils actually have properties that can be beneficial to you, unlike fragrance oils. 4-in-1 PSA oil wasn't a scent I developed. The essential oils it contains are specifically in there to give your skin only what it needs after a shave, which are oils that calm irritation, heal skin, feed skin, antioxidants, and also cool skin to help with irritation as well. As I've said before, a true aftershave. Well, I can attest to that because I used it as an aftershave after my head shave, and it did everything that James claims. It really was terrific. I liked it a lot. And as I say, I'm going to use it as an aftershave. I'm going to use it to shave with and continue to use it as a pre-shave. I really do like it. So I would say that Yucca Mentha Shave Soap and the organic 4-in-1 PSA oil blend are both wonderful, wonderful products. They are prototypes. I hope he brings this to market. I really, really do. Look for my review. I hope to be getting that put together sometime here in the near future and showing it to you on the YouTube channel because I really did enjoy my shave with this shave soap and the pre-shave. It was really, really terrific. My thanks to James Daigle for sending it along. I hope this feedback is beneficial, James. I really do. I really do like the product a lot, and I especially like the scent of this shaving soap. Man, what a great morning kick. Folks, if you like Parasso Green, you would absolutely love the scent of the Yucca Mentha Shave Soap. It really is terrific. So thanks again to James Daigle. I really do appreciate it, folks. I'm going to get a review done and posted before too long. James, thanks very, very much again. I really do appreciate it. Well, we recently talked about the Shield SE razors, the titanium razors available at Bull Goose Shaving. My thanks again to Beth Jones for sending along that information. Rodney Ripplinger followed up by telling us that these razors are available at bodybrush.com. He happened to order one, a Shield razor, the SE razor, and I had mentioned to him, please follow up and let us know what your experience is with this particular razor. Well, he did, and I received this from him. He says, "Hi, Mark. I thought I would treat myself to a new Pro Guard blade when I tried out the Body Shield SE for the first time. First time out, it was a little rough, better the second time. Long story short, I find the Kai Pink works better with this razor. I think it may be because the body shaves a little closer." Rodney. Well, Rodney, thanks very much for the update. Really do appreciate it. I look forward to more reports from you regarding the Body Shield SE razor. Again, folks, this razor is the Shield SE razor in titanium. It's available from Body Brush. There are a couple of discount codes associated with bodybrush.com. I'll have those below in the description in case you're interested in buying a brush or this razor or another piece of shaving gear. Again, they have discount codes available. If you use Mira Do Dorado 10, you'll get an extra 10% off any purchase over $30. And if you use Passion 12, you'll get an extra 12% off any purchase over $100. I'll have those below so that you can take advantage of those. They're also in the description of the Monday morning mailbag of October 24, 2022, so you can see them there as well. Hey, Rodney, thanks very much for the update on the razor. Looking forward to more reports from you. Well, we've been talking about the Zenith Boar Hair Shaving Brush. I happen to review the 80R that was very kindly sent to the channel by viewer Mark Bagwell. Mark, thank you again very, very much. It's been a terrific, terrific shaving brush. Unfortunately, Amazon no longer carries the 80R. Rodney Ripplinger to the rescue again. He wrote and said, "Hi, Mark. I ordered a 26mm Zenith brush from this company. www.thegentleshave.com. He provided a link to the listing of this particular brush. And this is the Zenith Pro Plastic XL Boar Shave Brush, 26 by 64 millimeters. There are 4 colors available, and it comes in black, red, cream, and white. As they write here on their product page, plastic handle professional shave brush available in black, red, cream, and white. The handle is similar in construction to the Omega 49 Pro. Well, here's another option if you want a red-handled Zenith Boar Hair brush. Check out this page. Check out thegentleshave.com, their page, And again, I'll have a link to it below so that if you're interested, this might fit the bill for you. Rodney also wrote, the R80 is still, well, actually, he means the 80R. The 80R is still available in Europe. And he provided a link to cosmosman.gr. That particular website still sells the 80R, the Zenith 80R, the red-handled Zenith brush that I reviewed on the channel. And as Rodney says here, Amazon says they probably will not have the R80 or the 80R again. So there's another source for you if you specifically want the 80R. I'll also link that below so you can get a look at that. So either one of these other options for Zenith boar hair brushes, I've really enjoyed the 80R. Thanks again to Mark Bagwell. Very, very easy to break in. The break-in on this was just a couple of uses. I was really amazed by that. Rodney Ripplinger found the same to be true with his 80R. Very, very easy to break in. Couple of uses, and it was almost all broken in. And it's really been a delightful brush. The Zenith boar hair brushes, I put at the top of my list now. Very, very good. Hey, Rodney, thanks again very, very much. And again, my thanks to Mark Bagwell for introducing all of us to the Zenith boar hair shaving brush. Well, before we wrap up, I want to recommend another movie this week. And it happens to be this one. It's a mad, 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 mad world. If you have not seen this epic comedy classic, by all means, set aside about 3 hours because it is a long one. And really just get the biggest screen possible, a good sound system, darken the lights, get a nice bowl of popcorn because you are really in for a treat. As they write on the Wikipedia page here, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World is a 1963 American comedy film produced and directed by Stanley Kramer with a story and screenplay by William Rose and Tanya Rose. The film, starring Spencer Tracy with an all-star cast of comedians, is about the madcap pursuit of $350,000 in stolen cash by a diverse and colorful group of strangers. This movie is just fantastic. Again, if you haven't seen it, it runs about 3 hours. There is an intermission. So my advice is get the best possible print you can. Make sure you're getting a version that has the most footage. I'll get to that in a minute. But the film stars comic legends, comic giants like Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett, Mickey Rooney, Dick Shawn, Phil Silvers, Jonathan Winters, Jimmy Durante. It also has a great supporting cast of comedic actors, well-known comedic actors like Jim Backus, Ben Blue, Joey Brown, Don Knotts, Buster Keaton, Carl Reiner, Stan Freberg, Paul Ford, Sterling Holloway. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. The Three Stooges, Arnold Stang. Absolutely fantastic. It's also known for its cameos of fantastic comic talent like Jack Benny and Jerry Lewis. It's just a treat watching some of these comic legends pop up during the movie. A lot of fun spotting them. And it's just overall a wonderful, wonderful romp. Great, great comic ride. The music's fantastic. The performances are wonderful. The effects are terrific. Everything about this movie is just fantastic. It is a great, great classic comic romp. Now, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World was filmed in 70 millimeters. So that's why I say get as large a screen as possible to watch this film so you can really drink in all the visuals. It really is amazing. And also make sure you get as long a version as you can possibly find. I believe there's an extended 183-minute version of the film that's available. Sometime during re-release or during its initial release in theaters, they chopped it up and edited it so that it could get into certain film theaters at a shorter running time. I guess there was a debate about this somewhere along the lines between the distribution company and the production company. So they chopped it up to about 159 minutes, something like that, 153 minutes, somewhere in there. And there are elements that they have been piecing back together over the years. So as far as I know, the 183-minute version of the film has the most reinserted footage derived from elements stored in a Los Angeles warehouse that was about to be demolished, I guess. I guess they found this. And this is also from the Wikipedia page. So really, it's an amazing, amazing film. And hopefully, film historians will be able to get some of these other missing elements and restore this thing fully, because I think the running time was a little more than 3 hours. And there was an intermission with this movie. It is just a fabulous, fabulous, epic comedy. If you haven't seen it, by all means, get the best, longest version you can find on the biggest screen you can find with a great sound system. Sit back, relax, and get ready for a real treat of a comedic movie. Really, the biggest comedic stars of the day are in this movie, with some others popping up from time to time. It is an absolute delight. It's a mad, 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 mad world. Check it out. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who contributed to today's show. And I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that second cup.